Oh yeah, I haven't fixed the chat yet, my bad. Let me go grab you guys really quick. Hello everyone, everywhere, whoever was or will be. I'm Red Runner. That's Gumball. Hyper. We're looking at more hot takes. It's gonna be a little bit scuffed this time, though. Let me go grab you, though.
Yeah, we should. Oh, that's the void.
Just a
Hello,
blank
runner that
screen.
happens to be red. Happens to be red like that's some kind of accident. No, this was a cosmic order. The stars aligned, and they made this runner red for a reason.
I don't know about all that. Might be exaggerating it a little bit. Hi, guys. There you are.
I'm not sure if you
Why
guys.
are you centered like that? That's weird. Look at you down there.
And they're making a formation. Anyway, you guys haven't been able to tell. I have gotten into Ace Attorney.
Anyway. Hello.
Hot takes. A while ago, I made this post here, and
Cormac,
people were
Ethan,
like,
Spider Patriot, Michael, hello, everyone. You just watched this Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Nice. I was going to make a joke, but I'll be courteous instead. I hope you liked the movie.
you were so close.
I was going to make a spoiler joke.
No spoilers. Real spoiler. Super duper spoiler. So you see.
By the way, this song is good if you can
Oh,
hear it. I don't know how loud it is for you guys, but it's a good song.
I guess they'll never figure out what Freddy Fazbear does.
Also, look at this nice format. It's a nice strip. Look at that.
Anyway,
now you don't get to see all of the weird stuff on the sides.
To catch people up, a while ago, I made this post on Twitter. What's your Death Battle hot take? People decided I have some hot takes to share. And we went through all the comments. We went through a lot of the QRTs. We thought, they're going to be in order, so we could drop this.
I already said that, Gumball. But yeah, no. The order. It is not in order. So, in other words, we have a list of ones we've already read. This one is definitively new because it's from the 25th.
Congratulations.
Okay. So, Horace writes in, Frieza vs. Megatron is the weakest 3D fight of the season, and not too amazing of an episode. The fight has poor pacing, Frieza's analysis bored me a lot, and it was so painfully one-sided. The only highlights are Megatron's analysis and a few cool shots in the fight.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real, I didn't feel much for Frieza-tron at first, and I thought I did after a little while, but no, not really.
Objective quality-wise, I do think it's good. There were things that I had issue with pacing-wise, mostly in the analysis, not in the fight itself. I have a feeling this is that's talking about the fight itself. I don't know if I agree on that.
I understand the intent behind Golden Frieza. I like the weight behind it, at least. But I think it's just too damn long, especially when he has another transformation that he just snaps into immediately.
Because Black Frieza is lame.
You can tell me.
Black Frieza exists just to exist. That's its
literally
entire existence.
Yeah, it hasn't done squat. Like, what were they gonna do?
Imagine they do Goku versus Superman 3. It takes like 30 seconds to get into fucking Super Saiyan, but then he just kind of snaps into Ultra Instinct.
Okay, to be fair, at least Golden Frieza and Black Frieza are like right next to each other.
Yeah, but anyway. So yeah, in the chat, forgot the absolute banger that is Final Formers. True, that is a very good track. And
I think it's whatever.
I don't know if it's really my favorite track of the season. Probably not, but it's pretty good.
Speaking of Frieza-tron, I also think...
And speaking of the best track of the season, better than Wings of Iron. Okay, I agree with that. Like, honestly, here's my hot take for you: Wings of Iron wasn't that cool. Really wasn't. There you go.
That one is also kind of whatever to me.
Destroy
You're both wrong.
Destroy him, end his life, kill. Anyway.
Next.
Might as well keep the hot
Okay.
takes going. I didn't like Little Karibo's performance all that much.
I don't know if we read this one, but we're skipping past it anyway. Lil, Mario generally does whoop Sonic in a fight, but y'all not ready for that convo.
Yeah, we
cares?
And then we did that one too.
Comic Brew, okay. Mid-roll.
And then the one other thing we also did.
Okay.
And then the one under that. We're gonna be here for a while.
X-Smash, we did that. Okay, this one doesn't ring a bell. Pota.
No, it is.
We did it. Damn.
It was one of those segments.
Bear with us. I'll read your guys' comments in the meantime.
Alright, this one we haven't gotten to.
Okay. DB being biased is just cope. Honestly, partially, yeah.
The one above.
We've talked about this before. The one above this one, we haven't. Oh yeah, I don't think we've said that one. Okay. We've said this before, but every form of bias, like everything has some form of bias. Everything has some form of bias. It's just, is that going to impact the ultimate decision? Probably not, in Death Battle's case.
People who hate Death Battle and want to be vocal about it are never reasonable. It's always shit like the bias accusations or shit that's even more out of pocket. You can just say shit you don't like about it and be on your way.
You're not being very specific with that, Wizards Warrior. Hot take, apparently. Gojo vs. Makima feels like a very weird episode that doesn't feel like an actual episode. I don't know what that means. But anyway, Sam Haines says most matches should end in a draw.
Why?
No, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
What do you gain?
Boring. That would be lame. Why would they?
on the topic of draws, though, I think we've gone long enough where if a fight does generally end in a draw by what the research says, I would be down for that.
That's never gonna happen.
Oh, also,
right.
I just realized that I have it on a loop. I always forget to turn it off loop. My bad. Okay, Ben 20 versus Green Lantern is a great episode. I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
Who's Ben 20? Never heard of him.
I love the passive-aggressive tone of this one. They were right about Ben versus Hal, I guess.
Yes, so boring. I've seen that so many times.
CYK, Hal beats Ben. Yeah, they could have done a better job with the
best skip.
So many people say this.
We did Kyle. We did Kyle.
Also, I imagine you're being sarcastic, Cormac. How many Ben Hal was right are y'all gonna get now? All of them. Every single one. Did we get Kyle?
Yeah, we got Kyle.
Bowser. Bosswer?
Yeah, we did him too. We did him too.
Ben
and then
10
Ben 10 fanboy we've also done.
Jaden, yeah, I think we did.
Yep, him.
Izia.
Yeah, I pointed him out specifically. Oh. We did 2 Lucaria boys.
Okay. Iron Joe. Yeah, no, I remember that one. Warp, yeah. Zenria.
Nothing.
Oh, look, they're a Kingdom Hearts person. Yeah, some franchises don't fit. Yeah, we've done that one. Okay, let's see. Wizard. Let's see.
Alright.
So, are you just... Yeah, are you basically just saying the pacing, the format of the analysis didn't really... As far as Makima's analysis, I can safely say that they did it that way specifically because if they didn't, then they would be spoiling people, like, out the gate. And I think they wanted to avoid it.
I think they should have done it like that.
They should have treated it like Dio's analysis.
Mr. Dark, yep.
Actually, I did actually finally finish JoJo. It just took me a casual 900 days. You know, nothing much. But I did actually go back and see what that spoiler was because that completely blew my head. And wow, they actually just said that. Why is that part was coming out? It's so funny.
Let's see. Newbie. Where are you, Newbie? Are you here, Newbie?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Another Jaden. A Deadpool vs. The Mask is one of the best episodes they've ever done, and I adore it. I do not remember that one.
We do this. I feel like we did this.
Apparently we've already done it, but I don't care about revisiting it because I've been experiencing a lot more Deadpool media, and it is actually impressive how backwards they got him. Not only for the whole meme oversaturation shit, but the moment where he decides that he's going to play it straight is also somehow the complete opposite of his character. He's underhanded as fuck.
Anyway, Christopher Sullivan. What's the word? Gumball man. Actually, no. I think we did.
Yeah, we.
Skeleton. Yeah.
I wish there was a way we could just organize these.
We can't, Hyper. We must do it the hard way. The brutal. Yeah,
Solar firing
really
tiger.
Way.
It definitely be a lot better.
No, we did that. Have to die. Marcos, yes. Luna, yes. Mega Mario, yeah. We don't need to talk about that guy again.
No, not again. No.
Starry, yeah. Caps Carius. Mario vs. Sonic, yeah, we did that one. It's a 7 out of 10 at best, though.
Okay, how about this? New rule. If we say anything for Ben versus Hal or Mario versus Sonic,
we immediately just skip.
Yep.
There's nothing.
My hot take is that the new preview title format is significantly better than the old one. How is that a hot take? Like, most people agree with you. Gumball doesn't quite agree with you. But I would say his is the hot take.
It is so hit or miss. But also on the other side, you can
Axel,
tell they
no,
Jojo
don't ask that!
JoJo is him. It's too perfect.
He's Carnage, but better.
They should have said Cole is Electro, but better.
Wizards. Second hot take: Smokey vs. McGruff is a great episode that is slept on. Maybe. I don't like. It's probably one of the. It's probably the weakest, like, fully hand drawn episode. I think.
Mario vs. Sonic 2 exists.
No, I do think Mario vs. Sonic at least had more choreography going for it, ultimately.
McGruff versus Smokey is weird because they were going on and on about how much of an influence McGruff was and how good he was preventing crime, making the world a better place, and he actively made everything worse in the animation.
This feels familiar. Dustin Phillips, they need to stop taking the Silver Age style nonsense pre-Flynn Archie did so literally.
That one we did before?
Yeah, okay. But ultimately, just to say it again, as far as that goes, a lot of Death Battle and their audience like taking characters at their peaks rather than just like a snippet of what you expect them to be, if you get what I mean. Alright, so Pika Twig, yep. Black Shulk, yes. Nias, yes. William, this is much more recent. I don't know about this. Okay, yeah. In the years when both were around, Season 6 to Season 8, the in-house team and the Blender... Oh, wait, no, we've read this. But they were about even in quality, 99% of bad death battles are overblown, Strongest Alive is greater than Mighty, Beast vs. Goliath isn't real. All of these are true. Except maybe the third one.
Mighty is better.
I like Mighty.
Okay.
Alright, Comics Kaiju, anything really? I'm pretty sure we did that one too.
Yes. We did that. Yes. Echelon Top. Doesn't... Yeah, Death Battle needs more movie characters, more non-Nintendo, non-Sega video game franchises, and more non-shonen anime.
Alright, we're gonna get more Star Wars reps, more Capcom characters, and...
Yeah, you gotta be more specific, mate.
Branching out more. I mean, yeah, I would like that, but... Interesting.
More Star Wars, more Capcom. How can I ruin the third one?
More dragons.
Goku and Vegeta are second to no other fictional characters outside of the wacky cartoons like Looney Tunes and Animaniacs. Bro.
Reg, can you do me a favor real quick? Do you see that blue check mark? Can you block him?
No. anyway, okay, this take does not make sense to me. Like, okay, even if you want to go under the argument that Dragon Ball is the pinnacle of all media, like, no verse is stronger than Dragon Ball. Goku and Vegeta aren't the strongest characters in Dragon Ball.
I mean, Frieza just slightly. Remember, off screen.
Frieza just slightly, one-shot them. It wasn't that big of a deal.
You know, Grand Zeno's just there.
They actually hold back to not kill everything, TBH. Cryo, that's what they want you to believe. Alright, I'm turning my fan off really quick. Whoop. Alright. Steven versus Star was incredibly unbalanced, and the fight didn't even make up for it. Jason versus Myers just sucked, which saddens me, because I really want to like it. And we just need more gore and cool creative kills in DB. I'm so tired of seeing MF markers fade away or explode. Okay,
Alright,
one at a time.
One at a time. Scooby-Doo and the wood chipper.
One at a time, going through this, right? Steven versus Star.
Incredibly unbalanced. What does he mean by this?
You know exactly what he means by that.
I mean, no, I don't. What is that?
He means that one character massively stomped the other in most measures that mattered.
I mean, like, Steven shit blitzes.
Arguably. Some people say that Star scales to the speed of the universe blowing up, you know?
I mean, okay, so it's a stomp. Who cares? Who cares?
And Jason versus Michael. I do not think it outright sucked. The fight, yeah, you have a point there. The episode as a whole, no.
And then more. I got nothing to say.
I kind of agree, but that is definitely the unpopular opinion. A lot of people like when the character death matches the series, usually. So, not super gory on characters that's not necessary.
Yeah, and also, I think just a lot of the characters this season kind of just with the specific powers and abilities they use, it kind of doesn't really, leave that for that to happen. Like, for example, with, Cole, where he just looks electricity, or Doja with Hollow Purple.
I will post the thread into the chat for your convenience. Why does it do that? That's annoying. It always tries to turn my links into messages instead. There you go. And that links to the quotes, specifically, which you don't necessarily need, but yeah. There you are. There you go. And Wizards. Basically, I don't agree with it, but it's the whole idea that attack speed scales to her speed in general. Her attacks can move at that speed. That's basically the gist. You don't have Twitter? Well, rip. Someone else asked me to post it, so oh well. Or someone else asked if we had it.
We're not going to make fun of you for not having Twitter. You're better than most of us.
But yeah, anyway, a lot of people like the death matching the series. I personally just want creative kills. So I agree with this hot take.
I want Scooby-Doo thrown in a wood chipper. I want Courage to grab him by the throat, just fucking yank the vocal cords right out of him.
Hot take, the analysis for SpongeBob and Aquaman are far more entertaining than the fight. Ooh! That's an interesting one. That is a very unique one.
I like SpongeBob's a good bit. Aquaman... there are so many arguments and debates about the quality of SpongeBob versus Aquaman, and it all hinges around how Aquaman is treated, and I'm just so tired, man. I was reading an Aquaman comic, and literally it opens up with the people on the surface think Aquaman is a joke, and all he can do is talk to fish. I wonder where that misconception came from.
I wonder. Have we done Sergio Pim Wong?
No, we have not.
The idea of death battle isn't one that should be taken for granted. Despite the research put into it, it's only a subjective outcome at most. In fiction, you can't just determine fights by science and power scaling, but hey, they're fun to watch. I feel like that bounced back and forth. Isn't one that should be taken for granted, makes it sound as though you're saying, oh, this is really special, but then you also go back around to say, yeah, it's just subjective anyway. Feels little bit strange there, but ultimately, yeah, you're right, it's entirely subjective.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interpretation that goes into it. Some people don't like what I mentioned earlier, which is kind of taking characters at their peak. They don't like that, because that's how you get characters like SpongeBob being able to destroy the entire universe. Yet not be able to lift marshmallows.
And then there are characters like Archie Sonic, where they decide to throw in anti-feats in the post-analysis, and people don't like that either.
That's the thing, there isn't any winning. It's really hard to wrap your head around that sometimes, but there isn't any winning. Someone is going to disagree with the way you do it, regardless.
Alright, we already did this guy, Plate Zero, but there is something interesting I want to point out. You guys know about that one YouTuber called Just Stop? He makes those video essays and shit. Plate Zero is his editor, and he's been able to sneak in music relating to Death Battle in some of his videos. His one on Hot Diggity Demon has the Papyrus vs. Giovanni commission, and the Clone High one has Jailhouse Rocket. So that's a neat thing to keep your ears out for.
That's fun. And Michael, there are some, but like, that would probably be in the single digits. Let me put it that way.
You got Omnilander, debatably Beaver versus Black. I haven't seen anyone call that one out.
Okay, but anyway.
SpongeBob versus Aquaman. I was going to say Saitama versus Popeye. That probably would have been the case at the time.
Nitrox, maybe a hot take. I feel like people outside the Death Battle community can take Death Battle more seriously than those in the community. Other communities more than others, obviously. What do you mean by that? They can take Death Battle more seriously outside of the community. And yeah, Michael, I just found out there's a debunk video for Jason vs. Michael that says Jason can't kill Michael because Michael is the embodiment of evil. Okay. There is one thing that you could argue for Michael that makes it difficult to kill him. Although possession,
he's in Fortnite.
No, possession would probably get around it. Which is that there's one plot line where he can't die so long as his sister is alive. But arguably, possession could get around that, even if you for some reason accepted that as a possibility. Jason can just possess people.
You better not fucking hope that Michael's sister decides to go out camping.
That was one.
This fight wasn't straightforward.
That was something that was mentioned just as a one-off almost, but yeah.
Here's a fun thing to do while you're waiting for us to find a new message chat. Why don't you look up any episode of Death Battle that they did and then type in debunked at the end of the search bar and see what you find.
Mario vs. Sonic. Damn. We got another one. Harassing the staff who make the show just because your character lost doesn't make you look good. I don't know if we've done that one already, but even if we didn't, that's
this
true.
This is Sonic's. Alright, this is Sonic's. This guy...
Yeah.
This guy is just a real trooper. He's been working on Smash Bracket, which is ending, by the way, if you guys haven't heard about that. Pour one out.
Unfortunate. Yeah, if you guys didn't know that, Smash Bracket is ending, unfortunately. Yeah, 07s. Give us 07s in the chat. And Nitrox, the Death Battle community, for what I've seen of it, mostly focuses on enjoyment on the episode, including people I know, but there are some communities, like Dragon Ball Bleach, tend to take more Death Battles more seriously. I can kind of see that. I can kind of see the reasoning there. Although, no, I feel like people in the versus debating community and the Death Battle community, usually,
Sonics is in.
Do take debates seriously. Yes, hello, Sonics.
He said that there's another comment in the thread if you want to click on that.
Oh, in the thread. Gotcha.
Yeah, his post.
If I had a nickel for every time that I read something that mentioned Smash Bracket bad in Death Battle servers or anything else, I'd probably be able to buy out Disney with good animation, terrible research. Damn.
Damn.
Rip Smash Bracket in 2 ways now. Damn. Alright. Shem.
And then...
I might just be misunderstanding how DB's production works, but I don't get the Champions polls. You have all these matchups that the community loves. DB are clearly interested in doing them if they themselves put them on the ballot, so why don't they just do all of them? And it's ultimately just because a lot of the episodes on here, to be fair, this was only the case with the last ballot. I can't say the same for this one. They weren't entirely sure if they wanted to do all those episodes.
Will just pointed out the Minecraft mod vote conundrum.
But no.
All right, so...
unironically, it's not quite the same thing between the mob vote and the death battle vote, but it could be similar in the fact that they don't want to do all of the episodes in the ballot. They're using the ballot in order to figure out what is the top requested matchup out of everything. Like,
also,
they want you guys to choose one that you want guaranteed for the next season. They probably have other ideas that they want to do next season, and they don't want to be restricted to only the things on the ballot, you know?
I know that Chad was talking a lot about Hulk versus Godzilla, which I know that they said that some matchups that don't win the whole thing might have a chance to show up in Season 11. If I had to bank on any of those matchups not winning but making it into the Season 11 anyway, I think Hulk versus Godzilla has a chance, which I'm fine with as if it doesn't win the whole thing. Because I don't think Death Battle is really good at the kaiju versus non-kaiju fight sequences. So if you have an entire fight based around that dynamic, it would be an interesting experiment for them.
We haven't had one.
But, as far as the bracket matchups getting on despite losing, personally, I'm not a fan of the idea. I would rather just the winner of the bracket make it into the next season. Anything else from the bracket that they want to do, I feel like should be saved for the season after. If anything.
Yet we have some hot takes amongst ourselves, and we treat them with respect. Speedy's dead in the corner, that's why he couldn't show up.
Liz versus Anne wouldn't really be a Steven versus Star situation. I mean,
because they're comic matchups? I guess?
But anyway, yeah. Let's see. Next.
Alright, chat, here's the thing to think about regarding the ballot thing. Ever noticed how we haven't gotten a Mario matchup yet? Like Bowser versus Eggman or Luigi versus Pac-Man? That is something to think about.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot early on, but this is probably a better time to do it. Just for a random plug, if you guys didn't know, I'm doing a Q&A in my community tab. Not here. Don't ask questions here. In my community tab, though, if you go look at that.
Oh yeah, Red just hit 4,000 subscribers recently. That is a good number.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can go over there. Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
I want Bowser Jr. versus Princess Morbox. Hyper notice me. Says Eddie Garcia.
Eddie Garcia, that is a guy.
Not gonna acknowledge it.
Oh, that's soul crushing. Anyway, Pikmin obsessed. They need a better metric than tons of TNT. 70 billion tons of TNT doesn't mean anything to anyone. No one alive can actually imagine what 70 billion tons of TNT exploding looks like, so it's a useless compare.
Let me take this. So here's the thing. Would you have any idea what a foe is? Like, unironically, do you know what that is? I know you're not in the chat, but do you actually know what that is? Because that's pretty much the only reasonable measurement you can go to after tons of TNT, I would say. And even then, a lot of people don't know what that means. In fact, I'm pretty sure Deathbile has used foe in the past, and it doesn't mean anything to anyone. At least tons of TNT. There is some sort of visualization there. They want megawatt hours.
The children yearn for the watts.
My science teacher didn't know what a foe was, so I felt superior.
Yeah, that battle's used foe before. Stephen versus Star. You can't do that without foe. Forces of evil. Hashtag waiting for megawatt hours.
But no, I understand why people have an issue with, like, the massive numbers. But see, I don't necessarily think that's a problem with the measurement we're using. It's just how high scale we're talking when we're doing that. I don't think people can visualize that amount of... I don't think people can visualize that scale to begin with.
Well, I don't give a single yuck about how many planets they can blow up. Tell me how many hours they can keep New York City's lights on.
Hey, this is the Omni-Man versus Rose Quartz track. That's funny.
I like the name. More like a pedal. It took me so long to realize what that track was referencing, and I was like, oh, fuck you.
Okay, hot take. I don't like episodes the same degree as some people do, like Optimus Prime versus Gundam, or Wario versus King DDD. I like these episodes, just not to the same degree as other people. You know, that's a pretty tame hot take, I will admit.
I want to say that Wario versus DDD has really extreme fans, but they're not the majority. Meanwhile, Optimus versus Gundam has fallen off so hard these past few years.
Megawatt hours actually made sense in Raven vs. Twilight. Keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Alright, we already did that. If you can scroll down.
Okay. Noodles. I don't know. Yeah, I can't comment on this. I don't know who these people are.
This is all Naruto stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Alright, let me.
Yeah, do you want to translate? Do you want to translate?
Alright, Tobi Rama is the second Hokage, beats the shit out of Minato, the fourth Hokage, and Kukuzu, which I think is one of the members of the Akatsuki, dog walks pain. This is all not accurate at all.
Okay.
Alright, so Minato, I'm pretty sure, was one of the strongest, if not the strongest Hokage up to his point in time. And Pain is the leader of the Akatsuki, quote unquote. Kukuzu is just one of the guys. He's a strong guy, but Naruto was able to take him out in base. Meanwhile, Pain took a lot more than that. Isn't Kukuzu one of the weakest Akatsuki members? He goes out pretty early, so I would say so, but his power set, from what I remember, is kind of insane.
This one had replies. Let me see what... Oh god, offensive content, damn. Well,
do you want to risk your channel?
Oh, nothing's that offensive on Twitter. Okay, not nothing, but not here.
Isn't Kakuzu the guy for the Disney movie that becomes a llama? Yeah, he's voiced by David Spade.
Okay. The Hashi, the Emperor, is ridiculously powerful in a versus context. The main reason he isn't seriously talked about all too often is the rather primitive military versus... Wait. No, that is military. Versus situations Warhammer's usually mentioned in where cosmology and feats are thrown out the window 90% of the time. You're
all
right.
Quick chat.
Apparently, you're right. I have heard about Warhammer lore getting busted. Yeah.
All right. Anyone in chat? Are they a Warhammer expert? We need a cross check.
No, I'm pretty sure this is relatively accurate. I don't know about the Emperor specifically, but yeah, Warhammer lore goes way bigger than you might imagine. It might be a similar thing to Skyrim, where lore trumps gameplay.
It's like Ethan.
Ethan, no, it's not like Ethan lore.
You didn't have to cut me off. We already did John
Warhammer
Frost.
can get to boundless. I disagree. Like, so I'm not even looking at anything from Warhammer, but saying boundless immediately brings up red flags for me. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be 100 with you.
That's
All
not
right,
a real word.
Like, I can believe multiversal. I can believe maybe even outerversal. The second you say boundless, I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure, though?
All right.
For the record, for those of you who don't know, boundless literally means you are higher than any other tiering ever. You are basically... Yeah, you're beyond fiction and all that.
You're DeviantArt OC.
Well, no.
Basically. Yeah. No, he's right.
So
He's
are
right.
you telling me Yogg-Sothoth is a DeviantArt OC?
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we did John Frost. We can skip him.
Okay. Axel Hobo.
Oh,
Wait,
hey, who's this guy?
is
I
this
wonder if he's
9
in our
minutes?
life.
Axel! Was this 9 minutes ago, Axel?
I wonder who this guy is.
No.
Fuck you mean, nuh-uh.
Sauron versus Lich King is massively overrated.
Connections are far too overblown.
Goku vs Superman 3 should be the penultimate episode of Death Battle. I kind of agree with that last one.
Alright, Sauron versus Lich King is massively overrated. I'm pretty sure Hyper agrees with you. I've seen people talk about how World of Warcraft lore was kind of fucked up for the sake of making this episode work more. I don't know much about that claim, I know it exists.
Really quick clarification. Did I get the names mixed up? Is Yogg-Sothoth not the one that dreams the universe? Is that Azathoth? I think that's Azathoth.
He's still a DeviantArt OC by a guy who called his cat the N-word. We're moving on.
Oh. Wait, is that the... That can't be the end. We can't have reached the end.
No. It's not even an hour yet.
It's been 38 minutes.
No, we need more content. We need donations. We're going to melt.
Wow, we didn't have as many left as I thought we would. Luckily, if we want. I haven't actually pinged the chat or anything for it yet, but we did, in fact, make an unpopular hot takes opinion thread in the Discord server.
Ah ha 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 ha. That sounded creepy. Anyway, he had 2 more takes. Connections are far too overblown. Do you mean like people don't need a biography's worth of connections against each other? If you just have like the basics down, you're good.
Yeah, no, that's just pretty simple there.
SCP is one of the very few verses where I can say it is boundless. From what I understand, yeah, that's fair.
Doesn't DC get some characters that high?
I think so. Like, the very top tier, maybe. That's the thing. The most I can say is maybe. Like, the writer feels like he should be boundless, but
he got
might
by
not
wolves.
be. Might not be.
I remember the writer. It was so fucking funny.
Didn't he get writer's block?
Yeah, he got writer's block and was mauled to death by wolves.
That's funny.
Imagine getting mauled to death by wolves. What an idiot.
Your parents were eaten by wolves. Well, maybe your parents shouldn't have been fucking losers.
Alright, let's see if I can size this appropriately.
Alright. Can you scroll back down to Axel's thing? Because I know he had a third
Oh, yeah,
take.
sorry. Sauron vs. Lich King is massively overrated.
We
I don't
talked
agree
about
with that.
You had it at like 14th.
I never said it was overrated. I just said I didn't like it as much as others.
And then connections are far too overblown. I think we talked about that a good bit. For the most part, I kind of agree. There's a matchup I really like, Luigi versus Goofy. And people were like, no, you need something far more thematic for fucking Luigi from Super Mario. And like, can you tell my throat's sore?
Okay, what would you two do right now if I pinged at here and said, hey, put your hot takes in the thread?
I would say no balls.
Hyper, what would you say to that?
Say to what?
If I pinged at here in announcements and told people, hey, if you have hot takes, post them like right fucking now.
Oh, I got a response. Got a response for that.
What is your response to that? Oh,
No.
Sans, what are you doing here, Sans? Why is it?
Alright, anyway.
Why is it not right-clicking? I'm trying to right-click on a thing.
Alright, anyway, Goku vs. Superman 3 should be the penultimate episode of Death Battle. In a perfect world, it would have just been Goku vs. Superman 2, but no, they had to say, no, we gotta do this one right now. The form just came out, no, we gotta do it now.
Okay,
sure. Oh yeah, sure. Enjoy being in the DB Judgment Discord. I hope that I don't get pinged at with anyone in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
What if I do it? What if I do it? What would you do?
I would prefer.
Do it in 1 minute. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying at the 45-minute mark. Sans hacked into Hyper's computer. Do it, bro.
You just ask the chat, hot take.
Yeah, but how many people are in the chat? I actually haven't checked how many people are in the chat.
Yeah. How many people are
There's
in the
49
chat?
people. 49 rookie numbers. I see someone already posted. Wizard, I understand you're trying to get us to read that hot take. There's not much for me to say about that. It's your personal list. It's not even... Yeah, fair enough.
Get him out of here.
Damn. Bro was...
I want to see some hot takes here, though, in the chat, so come on. Bring it here.
Pro Galactico showed up and it was immediately killed on sight.
And I want to see some new ones, some different ones, some actual spicy ones, so come on.
Bro, I can't believe it. Galactico was quite literally stream sniped.
Okay, let's wait a bit.
People don't even know who he is. That's
I'm
the
doing
funny
it.
thing.
I have done it. I have done it.
The deed has been done.
Look at that chat. Look at what I have done.
Lame. 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 Lame.
Okay.
You say look what I have. You say look what I have done, Chad, and it's still the fucking Twitter feed.
Anyways, let's look at this. Let's look at the live chat first while they.
Oh yeah. We'll give guys some time to post it. Okay. So let's see. Vegeta is much greater than Gogeta. Okay. I don't Dragon Ball. What do you feel about
Gogeta.
I mean, they do be the same. They do be the same character, except Gogeta is objectively better. That's
Gogeta's just better.
So hard disagree. Galactico. My YouTube. Eventually, I'll introduce you guys to a bunch of characters we've made. I want to do it in a fun way, though, so I wonder how that'll be. Ruby hasn't had a good death battle episode. Hard disagree, but like frankly, I think all 3 of their episodes were good. I don't think any of them were great, but I think all of them were good.
They are all smack dab in the middle for different reasons. And if you care about the research, then one of them's going to stick out way more.
One of them will stick out really hard if you care about the research, like, as a massive part. Yang vs. Tifa, in most regards, was good, though.
Okay, next.
I remember Yang
Blake,
versus
Blake,
Tifa
Blake
because
versus me.
Tifa's-
Blake vs. Mikasa, also pretty good.
I really hope your only mate enjoyed that episode as much as he could. He made a fuck.
I do just want to say to people, I don't think Yang vs. Tifa is all that bad. Of course, it had a wrong result. It had faulty research. But the episode itself, I don't think should be entirely called bad. Oh my god, this song! This is the new commission. Why is this Persona 5 music? Why was that Persona 5
track?
music? I brought
Which
it up
track?
to Hyper. Mine, and mine. It's like an. I don't
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
I don't remember the
Annihilus
marble.
versus Larfreeze.
Why is there Persona 5 music in it? Okay. Anyway, Billcord is cringe. Damn, Francis, look at you.
And hit him with the Moai emote too, dude.
Why have you not brought out your biggest hot take? What hot take are you referring to, Michael? I'm actually not sure what you're referring to, I'm honest.
He sounds like a JoJo character about to get the upper hand. Why haven't you brought out your strongest hot take?
But yeah, I disagree on Yang vs. Tifa being bad. The animation was good. The only thing I can complain about is the hair. But frankly, that was just a thing with Torian's animations. He never really got the hang of doing hair, long hair. I mean, no offense to the guy. Great animator. The hair was always kind of wonky in the death battles he did. Okay, biggest hot take. The sun is in fact a big lamp that Mothman circles. Mothman!
No, Mothman.
Oh, Wolverine vs. Raiden is actually mid, guys. Honestly, yeah, no. There you go. There's my hot take. Wolverine vs. Raiden isn't all that. It isn't all it's cracked up to be. It's not bad. It's good. But, like, I do prefer Raiden vs. Excalibur.
Yet I'm the one who has it at number 2 on the rankings.
I mean, I don't think it's that good either. I mean, I don't think either one is incredible. That's the funny thing. A lot of the matchups that have happened with characters that I really like, not all, but a good number of them, I don't think are, like, the best things in the world or anything. Like, Ratchet and Clank vs. Jak and Daxter also find it kind of mid. Even though even though that is literally my favorite matchup of all time.
That is my favorite episode of Season 3, actually.
Yeah, disagree with you there, but it is my favorite matchup of all time. Anyway.
I would like it more if Jak and Daxter won somehow.
Damn. Biased.
Kill
Nitpicky. Bye-bye. My hot take is that Mothra versus the Radiants from Hollow Knight is a much better matchup thematically than the next kaiju matchup, being King Ghidorah versus Deathwing. Actually, let me rearrange some stuff really quick so that
I'm just no way you just decided, hey, you know Mothra, you know the giant fucking moth thing. Let's put it against the Hollow Knight character, the guy who uses a toenail to fight.
No. The Radiance is a much bigger entity than the Knight. Trust me.
Is it big enough to stack up to Mothra in any significant way? Big?
If you wanted it to be. It's one of those things where it's perceived size rather than literal size. Like, do you actually want Wario vs. DDD accurate size?
DDD can change his size. I don't know that Radiance could.
It kind of does. Anyway, that's not what happens in Wario vs. DDD. And screw it. Let me just do Boo versus Kirby then. Kirby doesn't change his size. Where's your excuse now?
I could have an Ace Attorney breakdown right now if I wanted to, but there are people in my house.
How tall is the knight really? No one knows. They are very vague about it. They do not answer that question. Is a hot take to say that I kind of prefer the idea of Frieza versus Megatron when we push it more as a dictator versus revolutionary than just both are tyrants and that's it.
I mean, they kind of did lean towards like the first.
No, I think that's what he means. Is it a hot take to say he prefers that? Gohan versus Invincible has no reason to happen. The connections are basic, the debate is non-existent, and the animation potential is literally Invincible just punching, while Gohan transforms and shoots ki beams. God, I'm not going to pull it up, but the one image.
Yeah, the
Yeah. And Hollow Knight sizes are a debated topic. Generally, yeah. Frankly, I'm pretty sure the developers do not take the debate seriously because they do not have any sort of specific size that they consider the Knight to be. The only non-RT owned web show I want on Death Battle is Ed's World. Huh.
That's really uncomfortable.
Kind of is. Well, wait, do you mean Ed's World, or do you just mean, like, no other web series?
Ed's World. I understand, like, it's literally not the guy, but they were caricatures based directly off of the people. Okay. So...
Anyway, Escobar. That isn't a hot take. I don't know many people who care that much for the matchup, but Starfire versus Blaze the Cat is a terrible matchup with very weak connections, and it would just be Shadow versus Vegeta 2. Both have better opponents, in my opinion.
Let me break this down. So, Blaze versus Starfire, the connections are stretches at best, literally false at worst, and Starfire is literally fireproof.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you on Tifa versus Makoto though, because that one, it doesn't have super in-depth connections, but they are very existent. Yeah. Tifa versus Makoto is ultimately just a perfectly fine matchup. It's not one that I would ever put on my top 10 lists or anything like that, but it is definitely one that I like. And I know that's weird, considering I had it as an honorable mention on a different list, but it's not the same thing, trust me.
Starfire is literally fireproof, so Blaze literally can't do anything. Starfire doesn't even use fire, so that connection is outright false. And then you have the fucking connections about them being from different dimensions, except Starfire is just a different planet, so that's, even at best, that's just more of a stretch than anything else.
Okay, that is a really odd one. Dino Dan, another hot take. TF2's next best death battle would be Saxton Hale versus Senator Armstrong. No, please, no. Sorry, I'm just like... Saxton Hale has very little to work with. And especially compared to Armstrong, which is saying something. Armstrong doesn't have that much.
I'm so tired of Senator Armstrong's conversations, but not as much as Springtrap. Oh my god. Springtrap himself has more fucking matchups than Kamen Rider does, period.
Just some people say just use Archie Blaze to close the gap, but Archie Blaze is the same place as Xeno Piccolo in that she's fearless. It'd be a complete waste of time for Blaze. That's an interesting way to put it, but...
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I really dislike Sora versus LeBron James. Congratulations, you're normal.
But yeah, Armstrong versus Valentine, I'm not that I'm not that fond of either. I don't really like the idea of Yor versus the Bride. It's fine. It's not one that like really tickles my fancy, so to speak.
I like the sound. I like the sound of it because I've seen Kill Bill. That shit is so fucking goofy. I can see it working. If you're worried about Beatrice being too grounded in reality, don't worry too much. Springtrap has no feats yet, people. No, there's feats.
He does have feats. Believe it or not, they do in fact exist. Believe it or not, they do in fact exist. Okay.
Wall level. More like city block ish. Spring
Yeah,
trap
I think
bit.
it's city block or multi-city block. I really don't remember. I remember there was a storm feat that eventually got debunked or something like that.
Hot take: the spring trap lightspeed laser feed is real, and Corpus never lied. Ever.
I love the fact that everyone just took Corp's word for it. It never existed. It never existed.
Yep, that was the funniest thing.
Francis is in such disbelief right now.
My man, Maddie. Give me a handshake. There you go. You earned that one.
Francis is just in such disbelief right now. All the skull emotes, dude. Bro is not having a good time.
Also, yes, a lot of people are typing in the hot takes chat. I have it open now. I'm ready to start reading through it. Do we want to pull that up on screen? I'm scaling you guys back down.
Let's hope that no one said a slur. This is going to be a very, very,
you guys back
very...
in place. And whoop, is that good? Let's move you over a little bit. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna delete messages at the top of this thing that aren't just takes themselves. It's going to be a lot easier to sort through. You can, but we can also just read as we go. Time to die. Yang vs. Tifa is good. Agree, but we already talked about that. Dragon Ball has not had too many episodes. Agree. I mean, there's definitely like an oversaturation, but that's not that they've had too many episodes. It's just that there hasn't been enough like space to breathe with Dragon Ball in general. Hot take: I do not get. This is in the chat. Do not get the hype behind Cole vs. Alex, and I think Spy vs. 47 should have won. And 47 should not fight James Bond or John Wick. Maybe John Rambo, though. I disagree with basically every part of that, but I respect. I respect that. 47 versus Spy. Yeah, I get that. I do like James Bond. Sorry for 47. Obviously, Cole vs. Alex, really big matchup, really long-lasting matchup that a lot of people really like. Not getting the hype behind it, though. Yeah, fair enough. Thematics of Armstrong versus Hale. Not sure I get that, but...
Alright, Vibe saw the unpopular opinion thread. It's fucking over, guys. Alright, we're gonna be spending, like...
Okay, last one in the chat for now. Not trying to call them biased, but they seem to have a tendency to pick far greater stats over hacks, like with Frieza with antimatter saying Thor resists temporal erasure because he resisted aging. I'm pretty sure there was more context to the Thor thing, but yeah, no, generally they do go with higher stats more than hacks, especially if the higher stat happens to be speed. Like, if someone blitzes, the other person is going to be able to get their hacks off reliably. That's just usually how Death Battle measures this sort of thing. Okay. I really want Dante vs. Bayonetta 2. I think that's fair. Marvel vs. DC are infinitely more interesting than Dragon Ball. It has more to offer. Okay. Colex is greater than Billicord. Thor vs. Vegeta is greater than Trunks vs. Silver. Oof!
Okay.
Oof! Samus versus Master Chief deserves to be more deserves to be in the show than a rematch of Master Chief versus the Doom Boy.
Doom Boy.
Listen, Haloid, absolutely great. Do not get me wrong.
I think Haloid should be a death battle someday, probably for the final season. Anyway, we got to the Vibes post. Get ready, guys. Sit the fuck down. Alright, I got more enjoyment out of Bieber versus Black than Goku versus Superman 1. Put your pitchforks down. We have only just started. This is an entire paragraph. Johnny Cage versus Captain Falcon is one of my most hated episodes. I want Lucario versus Renamon to be remade. Most of the original vocal tracks have been borderline unlistenable until they became consistently good in Season 9. Terminator vs. Robocop aged worse than most 3D episodes. The
I
poor
mean-
audio quality and voice acting in Iron Man vs. Lex Luthor are too distracting for me to enjoy the good aspects of it. Hulk vs. Doomsday is far from my favorite episode of Season 3. The only memorable
God.
thing The
We
only
need to read
really
out all of
memorable
them.
thing
We don't- we wanna get-
Listen,
there has not been a single MLP fight on Death Battle that I didn't like. I like the semi 3D integration and Metal Sonic vs. Zero, and I wish more fights utilized that aesthetic. Season 6 is the only season where I don't have any episodes ranked above an 8. I like Gara vs. Toph.
thank God.
Thank God Halloween is a great track. Goodbye Chimichanga is one of the best tracks on Death Battle. Blake vs. Misaka wasn't that bad. I love Excalibur versus Raiden the more than most of Season 9.
Widow Squared is my favorite fight of Season 6. Thank you.
Okay.
Amy
so
vs. Ramona
next-
is one of the only episodes on DB I'd rank a 10 out of 10. Oof, okay, you had some really nice takes for most of that, but Amy vs. Ramona, 10 out of 10. Ooh, okay. Death Battle okay, I like this one. Death Battle genuinely shouldn't listen to this community for matchups. All it has done is cause toxicity, and way too many people are so overly defensive about them. And the Champions poll has only amplified this. I think this is definitely highlighted by the
I read through the entire thing, and you guys didn't.
I think that's definitely highlighted by the fact that the person who submitted Scott versus Kazuma bashed another matchup and got himself disqualified after it was already there. Yeah.
That would have been really. Imagine the timeline where Scott versus Kazuma won the entire thing. What
it
would
was
have
not
happened?
even close to winning, but
Yes, but like imagine the timeline where that did happen.
yeah. This person likes Peter versus Jamie, as in Blue Beetle.
Or the vibes one. I just want to say.
Actually, hold on. It's Jaime, isn't it? It's Jaime in this case.
I just wanted to point out that the vibes thing, do not harass people in the Discord over the takes. That's not the point of this thing. It's just to point out takes that they think are hot.
See, I'm looking
That
in
is
the
fine.
chat now, Adam. I knew it before you said it, so I got you. Anyway, yeah. Okay, man. Death Battle tracks are better at 2 times speed. Nightcore listener.
Oh, cool. Nightcore listener. Nightcore listener.
Ban them. Ban them. Get them out of here.
These episodes are good. Dislike the ending of Goku vs. Superman 2, and that's it. SpongeBob vs. Aquaman, favorite episode of the season. Fair enough. Blake vs. Mikasa and Sanji vs. Lee aren't that bad. But Blake vs. Mikasa we already talked about. Sanji vs. Lee is a much more mixed bag, I would say. I think people overstate how poorly it represented Sanji, at the very least, after having watched One Piece. For the record, I'm pretty sure Jaime, like that spelling, can also be Jamie, depending on where you say it or what language it's from. Just saying. Just saying. Okay.
Alright.
Yep. Manhunter vs. Surfer is favorite Marvel vs. DC episode. Elon Musk joke is funny and 100% due to being a passionate Elon hater. Tony vs. Lex is a good episode, but not the best. Okay, I skipped over this one. Brandon Yates commissions aren't as special anymore. Just wanted to tap the headphones. I don't know why exactly. I don't know what compelled me to do that. But yeah, generally this take is that the commission tracks of the artists are not as high quality as the normal tracks, I think. I think that's the implication. I can't say I totally agree, but some of them do feel repetitive in places. Especially when they get to be longer songs, they just end up repeating themselves over and 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 over in Cryo. Never mind. That's just continuing with the commission stuff. Homelander's analysis has the single worst joke in the entire series. You know the one.
I don't know the one.
You know the one, Hyper.
I don't know.
You know
I don't
the
know
one.
what you're talking about.
I'm honestly just gonna skip past a lot of the track talk really quick. Because there's a lot of track conversation happening here. Let's get back to the hot takes. God's Hand is probably the worst track of this season so far. Ooh, disagree. Worst track art. Absolutely. If done right, I think some slice-of-life characters can work on Death Battle. Depends who you're talking about. There's a big difference in slice-of-life characters. Like,
I mean, like, I think, like, Dragon Maid works, but also it's Dragon Maid,
Dragon Maid obviously works. They just have laser battles. Like, they literally just fly around in the sky shooting laser beams at each other and destroying mountains and stuff. I don't know about the destroying mountains, but they definitely would have that level of power, I feel like.
I mean, like, cool, they have feats and stuff, but it's still Dragon Maid, so I don't want to use it.
Dragon Maid isn't that bad. Okay, while Dragon Ball has had a lot of overuse is the only problem here. Even if some characters have similar power sets, the matchups that have happened in the last few years have had drastically different fights. Like Goku Black vs. Reverse Flash's dynamic was nothing like Trunks vs. Silver's, which is nothing like Thor vs. Vegeta, which is nothing like Beerus vs. Galaxia. While the franchise has been used a lot, I don't feel the episodes themselves are repetitive, and they manage to be distinct from one another.
Yes! Thank you! Oh my god! Finally! Someone says that. You can't tell me with a straight face Goku Black vs. Reverse Flash is the same thing as like
Alright.
just over it.
See you later, Spider Patriot. Have a good night.
How long are we going for this?
It has only been an hour so far, so we still have time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing character of the day real quick. Hold on.
Alright, have fun. Okay, I don't like Thunder Shroud. Honestly, why are so many of the takes in our server about music? Guys, music is not that interesting to talk about because, like, I can't comment on that. What am I supposed to say? Oh, I think the instrumentation in this portion was really good. I don't understand
like
what
the
your
use
take
of MIDI
is.
in this. I like the use of the MIDI in this one part.
Okay. Da-da-da. Everything I say ages well. I don't know about that theory. History has not shown that. No offense.
It's funny that he said. It's funny that he says ages well, like it's good right out the gate.
Let's see. SpongeBob vs. Aquaman was a terrible matchup. I think it's probably one of the best SpongeBob could have gotten, actually, personally.
It's one of the few that actually accounts for the fact that, oh yeah, he's literally underwater.
He doesn't have to be. Like, that isn't actually a big necessity, I don't think. He can survive out of water for a little while. Okay. Ganon vs. Drac. The fight itself, outside of the death, is overrated as hell. And legit, the two other Zelda episodes had more impact and charm than Ganon vs. Drac ever did. Yeah, Link vs. Cloud, original, and Zelda vs. Peach. Better episodes, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, like the Ganondorf do the faceplant.
The faceplant is really funny. But as far as Ganon vs. Drac goes, it was just very smooth animation for the time, especially coming out of SFM, to the point where I think it blindsided people with how good it looked, compared to what a lot of people had in their mind for SFM animation at the time. Even though SFM is just a tool, like anything else. It can pump out good stuff, it can pump out B-grade stuff. The SpongeBob vs. Gumball would have been funny. Toon Force versus Toon Force. I mean, yeah, but SpongeBob's is way more than Gumball's. It cannot be understated.
Also, that's just not a good matchup. I don't see the value in it at all.
Okay. Da-da-da. Let's see. Oh god, no. Vibes, we're not going to allow you another wall of takes. I'm sorry. You already had one earlier.
No, let me see the highlights here.
Yeah,
We're done. I don't want to keep.
Let's just highlight a couple of them. Wario's death is one of the worst in the series. Charizard's first death, too, for that matter. You just don't like inflation.
I mean, like, good on him. Have you seen the prices for eggs these days?
Mob vs. Tatsumaki is one of my least favorite episodes of Season 6. I am on the opposite side of the spectrum. I think it's actually one of the best episodes in that season.
Yeah, because you like Tatsumaki and there's something wrong with you.
Listen, Tatsumaki's a good character.
Anyway, Dio versus Alucard.
But I'm just gonna.
All right.
Okay, vibes acknowledged. I just want to see Red Runner and the gang suffer when they eventually read these on stream. Damn true.
Dude, honestly, look, for the sheer honesty, we should go back.
No.
No.
Even if Edward versus Aang is character assassination incarnate, I enjoyed the fight dynamic enough for it to average out to a meh rating. Edward is fine in the episode. Aang, the kill is the only thing I think is bad. But that's because of the line they gave him. I do not agree with the idea of making it an accidental death. I think that's silly. But I think that's where I leave it.
Red Runner's existence is invalid.
Yeah, sure, he's red, so there's that. But he's never ran. Every time we have seen Red Runner, he has never ran. At most, he walked. Thus, we cannot call him Red Runner. If you're reading this Red Runner, I suggest you change your name to Red Walker. If not Red Sitter. Otherwise, your very existence will cease to be.
Look at his profile picture. He's wave dashing.
I am wave dashing in my new profile picture. Max described Pokemon vs. Digimon as one of the most morbid and mean-spirited episodes of the show. Personally, I liked it. Like, unironically, we talked about deaths earlier in this recording. But I unironically like the idea of brutal deaths, just for the sake of it.
I'm with the guy on this one. I did not like it at all.
Listen, I would make the joke of me running, but my room is not big enough to do that, so sorry. I could, like, run in place, but that's not interesting. How can Red Runner run with no arms? What do arms have anything to do with it?
You can't do the Naruto run without putting your arms behind your back.
Okay. Yeah. Cryo knows music stuff, so they're just replying to the take about music. It is difficult to do tracks that aren't using MIDIs. That's basically the gist here. Very few tracks have actually used live instruments.
Oh wait,
I mean, isn't that like a huge part of? Oh, this is crusty ass render. Whatever. We're behind in time as is.
Wait, no.
Sorry. Okay. Ant-Man vs. Adam was really underwhelming considering the quality of other episodes this season and the potential of the fight. Raven vs. Phoenix. I personally don't think there was that much wasted animation potential with Jean vs. Raven. It should have been this. Apparently, I don't think you can read the text on the stream. I think it's just a little bit too small, but this is actually an actual Marvel illustrator who made this as a joke because they wanted him to draw Jean kissing Wolverine, and he was like, why? It'll boost sales. Okay. What about this, then? This would boost sales. I think it's safe to say they didn't accept it as the comic cover. Kill you. Have a great day. Thank God's Halloween is a much better track name than 13th Halloween. True. Honestly true. No, and also, no, he's not wrong. That absolutely would have boosted sales. But they were not ready for the truth. Okay, and there you are again, Wizards. Yeah, I already said it. I don't have anything to comment on that. Sasuke vs. Hiei is easily the best Naruto sprite fight.
I don't
honestly,
like it. It's just at all.
Wait, Rad.
Well, not at all, but I don't like it.
I'm listening really quickly.
Wait, can you just look in the chat? Don't show
No,
the
I
screen
literally,
chat.
I can't.
I mean, can you
I already said that. I can't. There you go. There's your answer.
Hyper, literally, look what I
on your
said.
phone?
No.
Oh, I can do that. Okay, never mind.
No,
never
I
mind.
will
Just
be with you in a bit.
I know, but like,
Red
just
Runner
look on your phone.
sucks. Get the sticker from Breaking Bad universe. Okay. Jack vs. Afro, as good as it is an overrated episode, and far from the best hand-drawn episode. What other hand-drawn episodes would I put above it? I'm not going to say my thought, because it would probably be a little bit blasphemous.
Oh, no.
Okay, Saitama vs. Popeye, if you count that as a hand-drawn animation. I always am really hesitant to call it a hand-drawn animation outright, because it switches so much throughout the course of the animation. So Saitama vs. Popeye was not the one I was thinking of. All episodes this season are factually incorrect in their conclusion. I don't know how serious I should take Sneed here.
No, you should take him always there. He's off. That's not. Wait, no, that sounded condescending. He's just joking about. I'm sorry, Sneed.
Damn, you really did that to him.
Okay, Link vs. Cloud is a terrible matchup with very little in common. Cloud isn't even Link's best matchup from Final Fantasy, much less at all. I wonder what your take is, Blackjack, on his best Final Fantasy matchup, then. I wonder. Okay. Zane is the best ninja in Ninjago. Haha. Roshi vs. Jiraiya is the top 2 of Naruto episodes on the show. I completely forget about Roshi vs. Jiraiya, like, all the time. I don't know why. It's not bad. I like it. It's good, actually. I always forget it.
It's probably on the upper half of Season 5, which also shows that, yeah, it's a good episode, but wow, Season 5 has not aged all that well.
Bowser vs. Ganon is greater than Cole vs. Alex. What kind of comparison is this? Literally, what do these two have in common?
Nothing.
No, that is such a random comparison. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the point of this is. Is it like video game rivalries? Is that the point? Maybe. I don't know. Mr. Redrunner, take him to the principal's office and have him expelled! I can't.
Mr. Redrunner, send him to hell.
Stitch vs. Rocket is a pretty forgettable episode.
Nah.
I did the character of the day.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Johnny Cage vs. Captain Falcon was not that good. Ooh. It was pretty good, but I've seen it in the top 3 of so many Season 6 rankings, and I never saw it that high. Even though I think it isn't as good, I consistently enjoy Weiss vs. Mitsuru more than it.
I don't care about Dragon Dance. Well, I don't care about you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I kind of agree.
Okay, hot take time from me. Which I think I've shared before, but if I haven't shared it on stream, I will share it now. Also, William, you're right. Anyway, Weiss vs. Mitsuru is not my favorite Ice episode. I do
She's
think
too much.
I do think there's one that's better. Death Battle is objective because people are stupid idiots who can't agree on anything. Even the notion that it can be objective isn't agreed on. Stop being different, you free-willed individuals, and join the hive mind!
It's true. They're true.
Oh, determined to purify. This isn't always an interesting. Gumball, stop echoing me. Anyway, putting Groover's Megamind on the champion poll was a bad idea because it's incredibly likely to win the champion poll compared to the more underrated matchups, and kind of makes the whole thing pointless. There is a chance of it getting competition, especially with Palpatine versus Xehanort on the other side. It definitely has competition.
What if it gets like the lowest vote when the second of that line starts? That would be so.
But yeah, no, it definitely has competition. It is not a shoo-in. Liam said he doesn't want to do Groover's Megamind, but he said that specifically because he hates the minions. That is the entire reason, I'm pretty sure, based on the cast. I believe that Death Battle fans are cringe about characters that are just about super strength or bricks, or what they call them. Okay, grammar. Because if you look at the character's source material, they usually use it in creative or cool ways, but DB fans see it as if they don't have a billion hacks, they're boring. Yeah, there's definitely ways to deal with characters that are just super strong. Saitama is actually a great example.
Yeah,
that is literally his only thing. He's super fast and super strong.
No, there is. Yeah, no. Like, there is a way to, like, make them interesting. Because, like, obviously, with characters that have, like, comics that have, like, a bajillion things, they can... but, like, if they don't even... Like, even if they just have fists, like, Goro Machamp, it's literally just mostly fists. But they make that so really unique and dynamic to the way they use it. And it's cool.
The Final Formers wasn't a good track, damn.
Okay. And, like, the track paints are like, this track is cool, this track's underrated, this track's over.
Listen, we don't know enough about music to actually say anything in detail, aside from Cryo's comment earlier, which I appreciate, because that was the only substantial comment made on any of these tracks. Who cares about this? What? Who cares about what in this case? It would be fun to see an animation exploring if Columbo can solve the Kira case, but it does not work as a death battle. They've talked about the idea of making it like a radio show. I don't know how they would do that. It doesn't feel like that could fit in as a normal death battle episode. It would have to be something else.
I've always liked the idea. Of like doing like sort of like a different type of versus thing.
Flight versus Columbo will be a fucking solid JJ video, and that's it.
That's fine. But no, like I always like the idea of like taking like a case sort of versus sort of approach. Like I remember like with like other like Phoenix versus Makoto where it's like a court case and like like Columbo trying to like a detective trying to like solve the case.
Yeah. I personally don't like those unconventional death battles. Like, Phoenix vs. Makoto never appealed to me because what's the point of it being a death battle if that's not actually what you're talking about? If you're not actually talking about them fighting. Like, that's usually what this is. You know? Anyway, in the chat, Goro wins against Machamp because Goro is actually from a real game and not some kid game. Someone from the newest first comment section.
Really?
Apparently that's a new comment on the episode. Damn. Instrumental tracks get overshadowed by lyrical tracks and don't get as much attention from the community. I feel like that could have been phrased more as a hot take, but you're absolutely right. I feel like instrumental tracks should get more respect. A good number of them are really good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm done. That was it.
Alright, Beaver versus...
The Chosen Born dub, you know the one Red wasn't good because you didn't dub the Dragon Roar with Hyper's Colex reaction scream. That's a funny idea, but at the same time, technically this was Gumball, and I just dubbed over it later.
Wait, what?
They're saying that your reaction scream to Colex should have been the dragon in that dub.
You could do. We can.
Although I wouldn't. No, Hyper. That does make you the person. That wouldn't mean you're voicing pussy.
I mean, it's so fun.
Boy, people don't know what we're talking about. Let's keep it that way.
Most of you won't have any idea what we're talking about, and we're keeping it that way.
No, that's still funny though. You could just take like a voice clip of those. And I have 2 separate ones about Cole. So it's the perfect.
Okay, let's see.
The worst arrow shot.
Hold on, really quick. DB or DBX should do a fake out fight where they advertise a matchup, but after the fight starts, one of the characters gets switched out for a different character. Are you kind of talking about what I did with my recent trailer for Naruto versus Luffy versus Ichigo?
Ichigo got Mike Wazowski.
He got Mike Wazowski on the thumbnail, and I love it.
I think he's talking about more like the Bowser Jr. versus Metal Sonic 1 minute melee.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the chat too.
That would be so fucked if they did something like Goku versus Superman and then Goku got taken out by Sentry.
Bieber vs. Black is not an episode that I have a negative opinion of. It has aged so poorly that the entire episode loops back around into being hilarious. That's fair. Peter has no need to return. Oh, buddy, what? Peter Parker. If Batman can come back 3 times, Peter can get 1.
Okay, but what about, who would he face?
I know the original Blue Beetle is an option, and as much as it is a contentious one, Ladybug.
No to both of them. Oh, come on, why didn't you say Batman for a 5th time?
I do not like Star Wars vs. Naruto episodes, nor do I like the matchups that stem from it. Nor do I like the overall franchise combination, nor do I like the general series either. Okay, that last one just says it all. You just don't like the series. Amy vs. Ramona had definitely aged, but I thought it was pretty hype. Listen, I do not have very positive opinions of Amy vs. Ramona. No offense to anyone who likes that episode, but I really don't.
I'm sorry, Vibes, and probably one other person.
Oh, right. There is also the Crawler from My Hero Academia.
Yeah, there's the Crawler, there's... Oh, no, not Spider-Man versus Mika, so no,
Okay.
I wanna rank all of DBX one day. I don't know if it'll involve the main gang, but my god.
This one is just ominous. There is only one Mario matchup Death Battle should currently do. Never elaborates. Okay. Death Battle needs to remember that there are other Final Fantasy games that aren't 7. They put one on the poll, and you didn't vote for it.
Was it Lightning?
Listen, Lightning isn't that bad.
I mean, I don't know anything about her. That's what people say. I have no idea.
I do. She's bad.
She's not that bad. Like, I understand she's bland in a lot of regards, but like, just as a protagonist, but no, her character and power set, they're fine. They're cool.
I don't like her.
I should be legally allowed to kill Mega. That's my hot take.
I love Death Battle. I think it's good show.
I don't have a stamp, but imagine a stamp. It is now legal to kill Mega.
This is illegal, you know.
Okay.
Yang versus Tifa isn't that bad outside of the blatant advertising for Ruby.
Yeah.
To extension, I should say the same about the Ruby versus Ragna DBX. I thought it was pretty neat.
It was okay, but Ragna did not do nearly enough in that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He should have done more. I agree that much. As someone who mains Ragna and Ruby together at this point.
For any of you who don't know Time, this is Time, by the way. For any of you who don't know Time, he has very spicy takes. So, like, this season has been kind of mid overall.
He's the only one who actually has, like, legitimate spicy takes.
Time hates cats and Luigi. That should tell you everything.
Mostly Luigi. But yeah. Let's see. Columbo jokes in episodes aren't funny, and he would be boring on the show. Columbo is just like a random running joke in the background at the moment.
I think it's fully because of Gianni.
Is
Like-
it Gianni who did it?
Gianni popularized Columbo through memes like he did Duke Nukem.
Gotcha.
I
Fallen
think
Gods is
Mario
mid.
vs. Sonic. Thank you. Anyway, I think Mario vs. Sonic 2 was a good episode.
Wow, look
Oh
at
my
two
god, they
people who
traveled
can't.
in here too.
Can't punch the bass. Ooh, can't. Can't.
I do not recognize
No
this
li-
song. A line
No
in the
light
sand.
idea is good because light as a whole does not work for depth. Listen, Phoenix Wright could probably work if you wanted to change the fundamentals for how how that episode would go, like how the Pokemon
I already said,
I
and
hear
actually, hold on. Phoenix Wright would not be a good option because Light would know his name. He's a lawyer. He's a public.
I'm not saying Phoenix for Light. I'm just saying, like, you can change the rules for that specific matchup a bit to fit Death Battle more while not sacrificing what the characters are. This isn't the best example, but we do know that they can change the rules a little bit. Like in the Pokemon Royale, they went with Pokemon stats rather than actual stats, and now with Gojo vs. Baka, they made a few tweaks and changes. You can do stuff like that for Light or Phoenix, I think, that would make their episode stand out in a good way.
Phoenix
I
versus
think
Saul.
that-
I need to stress this so much. I do not want a death battle where it's just two people arguing with each other. I do want a fight.
Have you seen their court cases like in the anime?
Saul? Saul
Not
Goodman?
Saul. Not
That's
Saul.
what
I don't want Saul.
that's what I was responding to.
Oh, Saul. I
Phoenix-
don't. No, I don't want Saul. But no,
Phoenix
Phoenix,
versus
like,
Saul
have you
can work.
seen? Have you seen? when
Phoenix
it's, like,
versus Saul can work. Like, listen, Phoenix's entire strategy as a defense attorney is basically saying my client isn't guilty
Listen,
because that
no,
one is.
Gumball, did you hear what I just said?
I hear you. I disagree.
Okay. But like, no, like if it was like, so, like I'm just saying, like if you've seen like the anime or like the games, like how they just, it's not like yes, there is a lot of talking, but when they explode and express themselves, it gets really crazy and pretty wacky.
But, like,
I'm just
at the same
saying.
time, they're mostly visual gags, nothing that you could scale. They never actually throw hands with each other.
I mean, I'm just saying it would be pretty funny if they were just on the whole time. Hey, we get to see a battle where they actually versus debate. I mean, it's not really versus.
Yeah,
debate,
it would
but it's more
basically be
just-
the comment section. That's what Starwalker said.
That would be pretty fun.
Listen, I know that there are feats. I'm just trying to say that I do not think they work for Death Battle. I really don't. I don't think they would be fun in Death Battle because... Okay, do you want... Let me actually rephrase the entire question. Do you want Phoenix Wright, if he were in Death Battle, to throw hands with someone? Like, actually just run up and start duking? Do you
Like
want
in
that?
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I imagine.
Unironically, do you
he
want
would
that?
again. I imagine he would against Saul. That sounds like a funny thing to do near the end when their arguments keep going at each other, and then it's just like, fuck this, we're getting nowhere.
But do you unironically want that? In that case,
It sounds
for
fun.
anyone who says Saul, what do you expect him to do against that? I see the MVC moveset. What do you expect Saul to do?
Pull out a Glock.
Yeah. Well, he pulls out a gun.
So what, he's just
that?
shooting at him as Phoenix is pulling
Yeah.
MVC moves?
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
That sounds pretty funny, but also it's not even like I would prefer Phoenix. But even then, like I don't think with that Bell's fun time, I think it would be like very, very long for it to work in general. But it is
Better call.
better call.
He throws
He
meth
throws-
at him, I don't know.
But no, like I think as like a general idea, some like other like channel to do it or something, I think would be pretty cool. Unless they decided to go all the way with it.
A lot of the times when I see people bring up matchups like that, it is in the context of, oh, it should just be like a debate. Who would win in a debate? That's not really something I want to hear in Death Battle. It's
Alright.
not interesting.
All right,
That's
Digimon
fair.
versus Pokemon had the right outcome, but for the entirely wrong reasons. Pokemon aren't slaves, not to the average trainer, and even to most villains, characters like guess, this being an exception. Dramon Destroyer has only been shown to be super effective against Draconic Digimon, not general Draconoids. Greymon still wins, but it's just that he is much stronger. They didn't have to make shit up to reach their conclusion.
True. Actually true. Forevermore was a good track. That's not a hot take. Most people think all the tracks were at least good this season.
I don't give a fuck about Denji versus Yuji. Neither do I. I don't do either series.
I'm concerned as far as what this was. Original message deleted. Strongest Colex enjoyer.
Oh boy. Frieza versus Megatron a lot of the time feels like Frieza featuring Megatron.
Did I skip over that by accident? Yep, there it is. Yeah, Megatron did not get a lot of credit, I'm gonna be honest.
I like how Frieza's first calc is like, here's the quadrillion C feed or some shit, and then Megatron's opens up like, here's his blasters, his main weapon. It can go this many times the speed of sound.
And the fact that it was in the feet section, like, that was the nail in the coffin, honestly.
No, the fact that they were talking about, I mean, look at how fast it can go, look how powerful it is. It can wipe out an entire city block, but it has to recharge. And
listen,
like,
I'm not saying Megatron's analysis wasn't good. I'm not saying the episode wasn't good. But Megatron, listen, let me put it this way. Megatron did not have a chance. There was no way... Like, I know the antimatter, but also the tab argued that maybe it doesn't work at all. So, the one advantage they gave him, which was the antimatter, they also said it might not work.
But you know the funniest part? It was only a 13 times gap in a...
by their own logic, but then they say he scales to stuff like Broly, and we know what they said by their own logic even back then. So
I know, but like within the episode, that's so fun.
But then you look out of the episode, you realize how big the gap actually was.
I mean, I know, like
I will give you this. They did give him battle intelligence. They gave him intelligence experience. That's not a notable advantage, let's be real. It's not like that actually gave him a chance at all.
Alright, so I want to ask this. They gave Alex processing speeds to put under reactionary feats. Megatron has something way more impressive for processing shit when he was commanding all those battles at once. How come that wasn't brought up for reaction speeds?
I think it kind of was, but not,
It was, it just wasn't count, and also I don't think it gets higher anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't get even close to Frieza. Okay. We need to have outtakes featuring the character voice actors. Even if there's no webcam to go with it, they could overlay it over a still of the character or something. It would be fantastic to hear them flub. Obviously, it really just depends on how they actually get their voice recordings to an extent. Like, I don't know. It could be funny.
You're telling me Gianni didn't do something like that?
It could be funny. I would I would like to see a death battle with Starfire versus Morrigan. Both have sister problems, are the sex icon, but are innocent and fun. Innocent isn't the word I would use.
Morgan is not innocent and fun. She's a serial killer.
No.
Literally.
No. Innocent isn't a word that would describe either of them, I don't think. Naive is a better word for at least Starfire.
No, Morgan, he sees humanity as cattle, basically. She's like, oh, I'm gonna give them a little bit of pleasure before I kill them, but she very much looks down on humanity. She sees them as people to toy with and shit like that. She is not a good person.
So Adam, originally she wasn't, but because of how popular the show was, they did add that into her characterization later on.
I like how people
I have seen enough panels of that I can safely say they kind of translated at least a little bit of her show characterization over.
Back to the whole outtake opinion, Hyper, don't you have something that you should be working on?
When I can.
Starfire and DB is going to be a mess, let's be real, because how the hell are they going to actually address her character without just confusing people? Well, it's that she's very inconsistent, like, to put it bluntly. They really could not decide on how exactly to characterize her at any point. Like, you know her from the show, right? Yeah, that's not what she's like in the comics. They added
like?
they added a few elements of that to her character in the comics, but that's not what she's like in the comics. Anyway.
All right, Hyper. Check the thing.
Huh?
Oh, I love Team 4-Star, but I like that Lanny didn't play Roshi. I didn't know he voiced Roshi in Abridge, honestly.
He did.
Fair enough.
He did. I mean, it's fine if like sometimes they have the FPAs, sometimes they don't. I think it's fine. Like, nice.
And yeah,
They do that with-
Rodrigo. Sorry. Her most popular version is not comic accurate. That's the main issue. Yeah. Again, the comics adapted some of her characterization because of how popular it was. But they wanted to like mix the two together in a way. That's how I've gathered it. Unlucky Swarm is the name of this commission. Virgil vs. Sephiroth is top 3 finales easily.
It's like I like it. I don't like. I think it's.
Can we stop talking about Light vs. Columbo? True. Another God Hand, not that good. You guys really liked talking about the tracks for all of these. He-Man vs. Lino is the best premiere by several landslides. I don't know if I agree with that. I did not care much about He-Man vs. Lino. It wasn't bad. It was pretty funny. Yeah. I am not someone who cares about those old-timey cartoons.
Wait,
Godzilla vs. Gamera is the worst episode.
Oh wait, these are usually 2 hours.
No, the last one was 3.
Okay. We kind of ended in 2 because they did go soon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
or you can
like,
just head out and me and Gumball can wrap it up. You never know.
yeah, I know, but
yeah.
I know, I know, but like, I kind of sent a message regarding that as well. Like, look there. Like, can you just look on your phone? If that's possible.
I am not going to. I will look
No,
at it
but
later.
it is
Hey,
kind of.
I
It
have
is
said this-
important.
I
It
have
is
said
important.
this multiple
Okay.
times, Hyper.
We are currently looking at my Discord screen right now, so it's not exactly easy for me to look at a different chat Hyper.
I know. That's why I said just look at your phone.
Yeah, and Hyper, I told you multiple times he doesn't want to. If there is something going on, you can resolve it yourself. This is your job.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so no. Okay, that's my response.
Oh, let me just.
Black. What is that? Okay. Let's see. We have run out of good Dragon Ball vs. Sonic ideas. Wow, that was fast. 2? 2 of them? And that's if he even likes those ideas. I don't think he does.
I don't like either one that they've
Oh,
done.
Vegeta vs. Shadow is the only good one.
I
And
don't
they
like
made
that one
Trunks
either.
and they made Trunks vs. Silver work by doing it better. Yeah, all 2 of them. All 2 of them.
Vegeta versus Shadow wasn't even good because Shadow's character was ruined by him trying to emulate Vegeta. So yeah, that's not even a good matchup.
Okay. Mario vs. Sonic 2 is the most hilariously aged episode. More Mario vs. Sonic! All Persona matchups are boring to me. Sounds like you don't care much about Persona, though. Probably. Maybe I'm wrong.
My cat just clawed my ear.
Okay, let's see. Your cat is innocent, man. Joker is kind of boring, not gonna lie. I mean... I hope Bowser vs. Eggman never happens. It's very overrated. Yeah. Honestly, let's see. I want to move away from just literally matchups, because people are talking about matchups. Let's see. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll.
Gogeta versus
Wait.
Goku vs. Superman is mid, not gonna lie, Wiz. I don't see why people want Goku vs. Superman 3 so badly. The rivalry is already overly exposed, to the point where it's the most white bread matchup in Versus. And I don't think there's much to add for both currently in terms of analysis that Goku vs. Superman 2 doesn't already have covered. Besides some new stuff in the super manga and whatever is happening in DC Comics. Listen, they can make kaiju versions of themselves! They can make kaiju! Basically. Like Susanoo, you know Susanoo from Naruto? Yeah, they both can do that. I don't know why. Like, I said kaiju, but it's more like Susanoo, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, this one just isn't true. They've said this multiple times. There was no resentment. They just didn't know if people would want them to do it. That's literally it.
What?
Colex. You ever think there's a bit of resentment towards Colex from the crew? No.
No.
No, very safe to say. Every crew member I've talked to about it liked it. They might not have been into the matchup initially, but after doing it, they were pleased with it. They liked the characters more. They liked the episode. There was no resentment towards it. They just didn't know in advance if they wanted to do it. Okay. Let's see. I'd full and well wait an extra week or week and a half for episodes if the animators made alternate endings. Like showing one of the 40% endings where Mob would win against Tatsumaki, or bringing in fundamental character flaws taken into account that would eventually lead to their downfall in an alt ending. Listen, that would take way more resources than it's worth, but also that sounds dope as hell. I kind of like that. I like where your head's at.
Alternate endings at some point down the line would be fun. You know what?
Again, it would take more resources than it's worth. That's all I can say.
A champion bonus thing, like for channel members, alternate endings, Gumball, like those what-if scenarios.
Gumball, I'm hearing you, but hear what I said. It would just take a lot of resources.
All right, I hear that. I'm not saying that it has to be a priority, but if you need ideas for channel member bonus, there you go.
I'm not sure it's quite that simple, but it would
Probably
be nice.
Not.
It sounds like a fun idea. It sounds like a very fun idea. If they're interested in that idea, take it, because that's kind of fun. That's fun. Although it might undermine Death Battle a little bit, because people would then go to those being like, okay, this is how it actually should have ended. Yeah, that would be like half the comments, and you know it.
Well, what we need to do is have it start with matchups where the research or the verdict doesn't matter as much to some people. Start with lamer matchups. I'm going to be real.
Okay, I'm not going to read through this entire thing, but Igneous. I always, yeah, the name, it always messes me up. But yeah, not every character from a series needs a matchup. Not every major character from a specific series needs a matchup. That is totally fair. That's basically the gist of that comment. Alright, let's see. People take matchups way too seriously. We've talked about this earlier in the Hot Takes streams, but yeah, people, just calm down. It's not that serious. The end.
Yeah, no, like, it's like...
Yeah. Okay. It's not that serious. If a character you wanted to win or thought should win didn't win, just take it in stride. I did. I still think Discord should have won. It's not going to tarnish my opinion of the show or the episode all that much. And I say all that much, but the amount that I care is minuscule. Okay. There is a lot of just matchup talk. Bowser vs. Eggman opinions. Let's scroll. Kakashi has one of the worst rundowns in modern Death Battle history. It doesn't do justice to his story and all that. That one is a relatively not popular opinion, but I've heard that quite a bit. And
No, I can see where he's coming from. Kakashi was just such a nothing burger. It absolutely helped fuel the Obi-Wan versus featuring Kakashi conversations.
Okay, fanboy. Genesis Rhodey was a good episode. I like the ending of Jonathan vs. Tanjiro. I like the manly tears. Listen, I don't know if I would describe those as manly tears exactly, but fair enough. Good episode, meh episode. Batman vs. Iron Man is greater than Iron Man vs. Lex Luthor. That is unpopular. The time joke is still funny. I like Lee's voice actor. RDC World is fun. I do not think he fit Lee. Steven Universe vs. Star Butterfly was the most underrated episode of the entire series. Changed my mind. I'm not going to try too hard to change your mind, but I do not think it was that heavily underrated. Da-da-da.
Let me clean up this a bit.
I'm scrolling. Jack and Daxter vs. Ratchet and Clank is really good, but huge wasted opportunity for Daxter specifically. Listen, guys, as someone who knows the series, I understand wanting Daxter to be given a little bit more credit. He didn't deserve it. He really... The game where you get to play as him, he does not get all that much that is noteworthy. Like, just being frank. His spin-off does not give him that much that is entirely noteworthy. Nothing that would actually impact any of the outcome of the fight, and it would have just made the animation harder to make. I'm perfectly fine with them skipping over Dark Daxter. You know what I mean?
I remember people being upset when that wasn't included.
I think it's silly, because again, it would not have impacted anything, and it really, we have no idea what it even is capable of, feat-wise, or anything like that. It probably doesn't even hold a candle to any of Jack's abilities. Okay, more matchup talk. I'm going to scroll until... My favorite Versus Show episode is Sakuya vs. Dio, 1 minute melee. That's not really a Death Battle hot take, but fair enough. Superman versus Mario.
I'm turning on a 10-second slow-mo timer just to be safe.
Yeah, it's getting too fast.
Let's see. I don't like Fan Jake vs. Mordecai and Rigby, and I'm genuinely dreading it becoming an episode. Interesting.
I don't agree. I think it's good. I don't know why.
Sure.
People are like, oh, the debate is so bad or whatever. God, look how many we had this season.
Ultimately, this take doesn't have anything to do with that. That is literally just seeing two characters that mean a lot to me get dunked on would just make me really sad. Which, I can't actually complain about that take. That's perfectly
fair,
valid.
That's fair, but like, I mean, like, that's fair. But like, obviously, some characters I'm fine with.
And yeah, by some people's measurements, they do win, but you never know.
I'm pretty certain they do.
Would you recommend the Jack and Daxter games? Yes, but I don't know what I would recommend you play them on. I'm gonna be honest with you. I played them on the original consoles, so I don't know if I would actually recommend you play the remasters. So, good luck. I would recommend them, though. Okay. Nigga, you heard the stream is killing you. You heard the stream killing you is legal now.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of people just gave matchup opinions, missing the assignment a little bit.
All right, I'm trying to get people to delete some messages. They're getting pretty rowdy.
Let's see. Harley vs. Jinx is the best season opener. It's not really sure about that. Dante vs. Bayonetta is a very tall bar to breach.
Yoda versus Kimiki too.
That's fine.
Hot take. Opinions are opinions. You heard it here first, folks.
Fuck,
Crazy.
Honestly, a lot of this is just devolving into matchup conversation. So
I
think that is a perfect note to leave it on. That is your takeaway for this entire series. This is the final hot take stream, probably.
Yeah.
And that is the perfect takeaway. Opinions are opinions.
This was a fun.
Cancel him. Wait, hold on. Let me read that. Cancel him immediately.
Immediately?
I was hoping we could get to a part 4 because we were going to title that one "Losing Respect for Your Hot Takes," and that was really funny.
That would have been a really funny title, but no, I guess.
But no, ending it on opinions are opinions.
I guess we overestimated how many quote retweets there were left. So
yeah, I was fully expecting there to be more. That's crazy.
And immediately.
Immediately.
I am last.
And now I'm looking at this hot take. Opinions are opinions. Then you look at the bottom. Death penalty.
True.
My hot take is I am awesome and make epic matches. So yeah, well, let's talk with the chat a little bit more.
I guess I can award the person with the best and actual good hot takes this time because those are actual hot takes.
Those are actual hot takes that, to be fair, we disagreed with most of them, which I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly how interesting that is, but still,
they are definitely the hottest takes. It's like, ooh, it makes me go, ooh, that's a hot take. That's the the point of a hot take.
Yeah. We ran out of hot takes, like, midway through there. People giving matchup opinions isn't necessarily what a hot take is. How are you guys doing right now? I'm doing okay. Maybe a little bit tired.
My throat's a bit sore.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Some people basically want the G1 blogs as a script for DB, but it's never going to happen. Anyone who wants that is... Okay, I was going to say a word that is probably a little bit harsh. They are very misguided if they actually want that much talked about in a death battle script. Like, I understand the G1 scripts can go hard sometimes. But...
I made one.
But, like, come on, guys.
Those
things are long. Those things are long. I don't read many of the G1's blogs.
I asked Time if he wants to do one more hot take for the road, so we're about to see something.
No, opinion is an opinion. Best one to leave it off of. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's too perfect.
That's a good one to leave it off on. Okay. You can close the thread if you want. Just cut them off.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can. Sure.
Kill them. Kill them now.
Where's that thread? Oh, there it is. Close thread. Goodbye.
Don't delete it though. I don't want to delete it.
Oh yeah. How do I lock thread? There we go.
Lock thread. That's the word. There you
go. We are gonna die.
Oh hey, Grand Bull, you showed up right as we were about to end. How are you? Do you have any hot takes for us?
I like someone said Grand Bull, we'll go react. Never do that again.
But yeah, Yang vs. Tifa is the only bias episode. No. I see you over there. No. Stop it. Bad. I'm pinching your cheek.
The seven battle royale is the only one, the strongest one that you could say. But I think that one just kind of boils down to Benson or logic. Trademarked.
Yang versus Tifa. Ultimately, Yang versus Tifa. I'm fairly confident in saying it was literally just they did not know how to research Final Fantasy.
Didn't Yang unironically win a YouTube poll for who people thought would win?
She did. I don't exactly know how, but she did.
I remember. There was a Q&A in an Australia panel, and they asked her. This was in the middle of Volume 3. Who was a tougher opponent between Tifa and Mercury? And Yang was like Mercury without hesitation.
God. The disrespect.
It is so funny.
But yeah, the actual outcome. That is a good point. Final Fantasy VII was always the most popular Final Fantasy game, right? It wasn't.
Someone said
it wasn't actually that widely known. Anything about it, really.
Cryotechnus pointed out Yang versus Bakugo's DBX was a 0.01% difference. No, that's not doing it justice. 4 votes. That was going to determine who won.
There were 4 vote difference. There was a 4 vote difference.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
No, as in, like, if I voted for that, and I got Tronos as an alternate account to vote for it, we would have seen Yang won.
My biggest hot take of this season is that Stitch vs. Rocket wasn't that good of a matchup. Matchup or episode? I just want to clarify that really quick.
Speaking of DBX votings, I remember some guy who really loved Rider Medusa rigged that one and made it so that Boa Hancock lost the YouTube version and no one talks about that. Someone else tried to rig it for Blake versus Inuyasha, but Inuyasha won anyway. It's so crazy.
So as far as matchup goes, it's surprisingly thematic when you actually look into it, like in any serious capacity. And I will say, I was not expecting it at all. It is a very recent matchup that the community came up with, comparatively speaking.
What?
Time gave me one more hot take for the road. Red, you can go first.
What was it?
What was it?
No, that's me.
I thought you were saying something, Red.
No.
Okay. All right. So Time says that Vader versus Doom is better than Vader versus Obito and Lex versus Doom.
He's already said this before. I've already heard this.
Okay.
So it's not, like, surprising to me to hear again, but, no.
It's because Vader Doom was like an important to him that got him into like the community, I think.
Yeah, I think it's meaningful to him to some extent.
Like, yeah, that's fair. It's not an actual.
I'm looking at this one. People get Pegasus Seiya wrong. People think he's some unbeatable god, but he is more like the underdog that relies on strategy, martial arts, and determination. He's supposed to come in clutch. It's really funny. Saint Seiya is one of the most powerful verses in anime, but the structure of Saint Seiya is that if a gust of wind blows on him hard enough, he's going to be hospitalized.
What?
No, characters in Seiya are very frail narratively. They are going to take absolute beatings, and some of them just die. They get better later, but they die a lot in this show. And Seiya himself is like one of the biggest punching bags in anime. But he's also one of the strongest characters in anime. Wrap your head around that one.
Yeah, it's funny. It's all about the context of the series. Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick read through the chat, see,
We got 27. We got 37 people. This was a fun stream. This was a fun series.
We have completed the series. So Saint Seiya is like Akuma, like a glass cannon. I don't think that's really a good comparison.
No, he's the Sandbag from Smash Bros, but then he turns into Sandbag from Smash Flash, and he starts fighting back.
Alright, so yeah, if you guys like this, like, dislike if you didn't. I don't have anything to show you at the end of this stream, necessarily, but I'll remind you, the Q&A is over there, if you want to, on my community post.
And we still got the Death Battle character ranking streams coming around. If you guys got any ideas, let us steal them.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Anyway,
we're going to take credit.
We'll see you around, everyone.